We're living like Larry. We're flying high, but not too high. Cause we're living like Larry.
Bum.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Livin Like Larry podcast, a podcast where in the past we have interviewed underage strippers, revealed YouTubers as being racist, and advocated for not lynching famous actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. We're back here to discuss some more topics that we find interesting and entertaining. So, EJ, do you have any thoughts, opinions, anything that you'd like to talk about tonight?
Yes, I love clitorises.
Amen.
I love them. I love everything about them. I love having them in
Hallelujah.
me, on me, about me. And the thing is, I still don't know what they are. I was gonna ask my, describe exactly what a clitoris is.
Absolutely. So what you got to understand about a clitoris is that it's a button you press that gets your woman started. So sometimes like when you're starting a lawnmower,
like a
sometimes
lawnmower? Okay,
yeah, when you're starting a lawnmower, like sometimes when you pull the cord, it doesn't always start, right? So you gotta do it a couple times. Like you gotta get a real good yank on it. It's exactly the same thing with the clitoris. Sometimes you gotta just push it more than one time, and you gotta push it right. You gotta push it hard, and eventually it'll get your woman going, and then she'll like it, and then it just leads to just a good old god gee golly time.
Now, Seth, I gotta be honest with you. I've never had trouble starting a lawnmower. As soon as I touch the thing, it turns on. So I'm not exactly sure.
The only thing that
You are
turns
just
on
an
when he
alpha
touches it.
male then.
Well, what I got from this story, and I'm sure this is something that Mark will agree with, is that women are objects.
Yes,
No. No.
And you can
No.
verbally hear Mark
I
agreeing
think
with me.
I think that was
No.
Mark's thesis actually.
No. Just no.
Yeah, Mark, I heard you actually recently got your PhD. Was that your dissertation?
I'm flattered that you guys think I got my PhD. Well, my
Oh, he's
dissertation would be
flattered.
on
Listen to this guy.
respecting
He stands for
everybody
pussy.
of all backgrounds.
And
That
how
would be it.
exactly do you do that?
I
I
assume
think
it
it's
has
by not
something.
putting yourself into situations that could look unflattering on you. So I'm questioning some life choices.
And how do we relate that back to the idea of a clitoris?
Yeah, that's a super easy segue.
Mark, here, let
Um,
me help you here.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Would you say that if you were to like take a woman, throw her in boiling water, get her down to all her base materials, and then fill her into an ultra concentrated quintessential
The
form of
fuck?
what is exactly a woman, that be a clitoris at the other end?
I really
What?
feel like I'm the wrong person to ask this question to,
What
considering I'm not a
the
woman. I want to say no, but I can't say for certain. I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay. So what of a woman would be of womanhood? What would
Oh,
be representative of a whole woman, but is in
Uh,
fact just a part of a woman?
Hold on. What? So I would have to say it's four things really.
I think
It's
that's cheating.
lipids, it's
wait,
carbohydrates,
lipids?
it's
Damn it.
Like,
it's
vagina lips?
proteins, and it's nucleic acids.
Now,
I'd say those four things.
do any of those things come together to make the clitoris? So,
I would say all four of those things come together to make the clitoris.
so
It,
by
it
extension, the
seems
clitoris is a representation.
Oh yeah. I would not say it is quintessentially the thing that represents it though.
Okay. Okay.
it seems kind of insensitive to boil women down to these very scientific terms. I think boiling women down to just their clitoris is much more much more respectable.
Also, it's especially insensitive in EJ's case where he literally does it.
Now, I never specified if that was metaphorical or literal.
It
That's
sounded pretty
fair.
fucking literal to me.
I'll give you
Now, on the other hand, I would agree with sentiment that Mark seems to be removing the essence of womanhood from his argument.
right.
Respects women.
There's a
Mark's
certain je
trying to
ne sais
remove
quoi
himself from the
being a
argument here.
woman.
It's like you can't fix
That literally
relations.
means I don't know, doesn't it? Je ne sais quoi means I don't know.
No, Mark, no.
Well, let's not quote my friend here.
Okay.
In the same way that you cannot solve racism by pretending to be colorblind, you have to respect each race as it is. I feel respect woman as it is, and Mark simply
Well,
devolving
No, I could
women
agree with
down to
that.
universal biological core building blocks, kind of dismissive of the woman experience.
hmm,
I did try and
hmm.
preface that by saying I'm certainly not the expert, and I could see your argument there of just trying to stick to what I know, which is biology. But I don't
Yeah,
know what.
sorry, I stopped listening to you after you said preface. It's preface.
Don't
Yeah, I don't know.
don't gotta
Is
crack
it?
them down that hard, man.
Is it
No,
It is
no, I
preface.
just
preface?
It
he's
is
pissed me
preface or
off. I
preface.
can't deal with him right now.
Okay,
What?
look, Mark. Let me just say, I really
Damn
appreciate
it!
the recipe on how to make a
I've been
clitoris.
saying that wrong for years.
Oh damn!
Am I
That's
saying
okay,
clitoris
buddy.
right?
No, no, I look. You
Revelation.
know what? I'm gonna retract
Revelation.
my past anger. I was a little too harsh. I apologize.
I feel bad.
That's like
Yeah,
third
me
grade
too.
level though. You just sounded out, and nobody's
Yeah,
corrected me
no,
since then.
no, not this feels like a very fundamental part of your identity, and now I feel bad.
Wow, it's also a first for Sam. Feeling remorse.
But let's use this
Jeez.
in the same way that this is a fundamental part of Mark's
Whoa.
identity. What is
Sam was
fundamentally
taking it all
a
back, and Mark's
clitoris?
just going for his throat.
I know.
Yep.
Well, EJ, I think we need to ask the question of who here knows the most about what it's like to be a woman.
Seth.
That's
Because
what
my
my
penis
answer
is
was going to
tiny.
be.
I don't think we need to answer that. Let's just say none of us really know.
No, no, no. I
Seth.
like the Seth answer.
Yeah, Seth.
Okay.
Seth
Seth,
essentially
what is it like to
owns
be a woman?
a clitoris. Seth, how would you describe that?
Yeah.
What?
Of
Wait,
owning,
Sorry, I spaced out. What was the question?
of owning a clitoris.
Yeah. What's it like?
What's it like to own a clitoris?
I mean, you have a
Yeah.
clitoris, what we've established.
Well, to have let's take the
Oh.
word own out. What's it like to have a clitoris?
Yeah, not to own like you stole it,
Uh,
but to just have have one that you
Yeah,
grew
yeah.
naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, I got a few in a box here if you want to know what.
I can
own it.
imagine it's like a dick, but inverted.
What?
Well, you were sounding good there
That
for a
that
second.
implies going inside the body.
No, I'm actually.
Sure.
Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know what.
You don't want to touch a clitoris?
No, not that either. Disgusting. Are clitorises inverted now?
No. No,
Well,
Or is
I
Seth's
think
penis inverted?
in order to
Yeah.
figure out whether or not we should touch this subject, I think we should take a raising of hands. So everyone can close their eyes real quick. This is a safe space,
Okay.
and then we can raise our hands if we are attracted to clitorises.
Yeah, for all of our eyes are closed. Counting.
How do we do this if it's
God,
audio?
Oh, we're doing this before God.
God still sees audio.
I'm an
God
atheist.
bother with our podcast?
I don't
feel like
want
he's
to.
got better things to do.
Yeah, I don't want to invite
Yes.
God. We got some beef.
Well, I think in this multiverse, it's canon that Larry is God.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. I did forget
Makes
that. Sorry.
sense.
Yeah.
Should I get Larry on the
So
phone?
I think we've gathered from this that nobody in this podcast actually has ever seen a clitoris. So I think that means we're more than qualified to continue touching the subject.
Are we talking in
Okay.
person or a picture?
By touching, do you mean talking about, like
And
not actually touching?
Does touching count as
It
seeing?
was up for interpretation.
Like if you haven't seen touched one.
Did you just close your eyes?
I don't. It was dark. I don't know. I've never taken a magnifying glass and check that out.
Well, I mean, as long as you have consent, I think you should go for it.
Well, let's not get ahead of
Consent
ourselves.
to use a magnifying glass and check it out?
You need consent to use
Yeah.
a magnifying glass because that can burn things.
Oh yeah, if there's a strong light source, yeah, that's a good point.
I was more or less thinking the individual who has the clitoris might be a little disturbed if you pulled out a magnifying glass, but but EJ's point is also valid that it could
Okay,
cause
look.
potential harm.
It
I'll
could
be-
cause damage, yeah.
I'll be honest. I feel like someone pulling out a magnifying glass would be a little bit more hurtful on the gentleman's part there than the woman. But I think she'd still be concerned.
Okay. That's valid. I think either way, nobody
Yeah.
should be pulling out a magnifying
Yeah,
glass.
nobody's gonna be happy with that level of inspection. But
Yeah, I'm definitely too self-conscious for that. I don't need that in my.
how do we feel about microscope?
Well, you would
That in
need
the
one
same
for
vein.
my dick.
Yeah,
But how would you position your dick underneath the microscope? So,
That is a very good point, because don't they usually put stuff in slides?
Well, I just assumed that
Mark, you use a lot of microscopes.
your penis
You
wasn't
don't have to.
attached to you.
You should. With
Don't
how
have to
small
use
you're
a
making
slide?
it sound too, I really don't think it's gonna be an issue to get it on a slide.
Hmm.
But like, also you have the issue of like sus body is also existing. So how do you like get the microscope in there?
Oh, we're gonna have to remove it. I thought that was
Yeah,
clear.
that's what I
Oh
said.
no,
It's
no,
not a part of them
that
anymore.
seems
How do you
inhumane.
remove it if you can't find it in the first place because it's already
Uh,
microscopic?
We're just
Sandpaper.
gonna start swinging and hope we get it.
So you just remove
Permanent.
more and then just like more than you need and then just hope for the best?
Yeah. Just hope for something. It doesn't have to be the best.
It's the same methodology. Best.
Okay. Well, no. Once again,
I've always needed a magnifying glass to figure that one out.
Magnifying glass and hope you're touching what you
Without the
need to be.
magnifying glass, I just can't fucking find it, man. It's like where's Waldo up in there?
Magnifying glass, two
Except
sets of
Waldo's
forceps.
not wearing a striped sweater.
One of those like doctor's things on your forehead to shine some light down there.
What?
Complicated. You know, those doctors used to wear those headbands and it would reflect light.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
meant that the doctors were looking at your forehead.
Well, they do that too, but able to figure what's wrong with me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Worry about
I'm
it.
not sorry.
What do you think is wrong with it?
I think it's kind of like a all around thing. Like wanted to fix me to start from the ground and work.
Oh, what is the first step when you're at the ground?
Probably pick me up and throw me in the boiling water, like the women.
So we can boil you down to those four things Mark said.
Yeah, boil me down to my clit and then work from there.
Wait, does that imply that men have clits?
Are you telling me that you don't think men can have a feminine side?
I'm telling you that Mark's audio is doing that weird thing in the
Yes,
background.
Mark's running a
I
fan
actually do
again.
hear it now.
It's my. All right, I'll shut my computer off.
Thank God. It's about time someone did it.
Mark, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
That your computer's running that hard?
He's been playing with the clit of his computer, just getting a little worked up.
I
Thought he was
really don't
doing
think it
the
has one.
calculations about what
Yeah.
a clit is.
Any time that I have stimulated a woman
Crunching the
sexually, she
numbers.
sounded exactly the same as Mark's fan.
All right.
So
The computer is now a good
Uh.
10 feet from the microphone, so you should not hear it.
Well, we can't. So that's
is that how far women are away from me?
No, I mean, I keep at least 6 feet because of COVID, but 10 feet sometimes, yeah.
Damn. Even without COVID, women don't want to be close to me. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
What can I say?
You're welcome. Damn it, now we're copyrighted. Yeah, well, what can you do?
No, you didn't sing it well enough to get copyrighted. No
Yeah,
shot.
you're not singing
How
as
long should
well.
I sing it for? Let me know. I'll do it.
No, you didn't sing it well enough. You can sing it for however long you want, but it's got to actually be good for it to get copyrighted.
Tell you what, when we get The Rock as a guest star, because he's not lynching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's a reasonable goal.
That was the goal.
Hmm.
All right, so we have about a minute. Do you have any closing about the clitoris?
I don't know if there's been any
I mean,
arguments.
that's about
period.
how long it takes for me to get the job done. So, no other comment, Your Honor.
All right.
It's actually
Beth?
longer than I thought for you.
No. It's much shorter than that for me. But in order for me to pleasure her, it's
Oh, that's impressive then, actually. Congratulations.
yeah. I just don't want to set unrealistic expectations for myself. You know, it's better to set the bar low and then over deliver. That's how I've always approached life.
You could just not set expectations at all. That's what I do.
Is that what you do? How's
Yep.
that work for you?
I wouldn't know. I don't monitor myself either. Everything's kind of just happening. I wish it
So you're
wouldn't.
just existing.
I can only guess that I am. But yeah, I'd like to think so. Just
And
as the
how
clitoris
are-
is only
how-
existing.
How are women involved in that?
They are existing as well in this
Oh.
wonderful
But
world.
do women interfere with your existing in any way?
Well, I wouldn't say interfere. They do partake in existing, just like I partake in existing.
It all sounds
Next-
very clear.
What a bang up description. Amen,
Yeah.
brother.
We're nearing the end of this. I'm not about to say
Alright.
anything that will be weird.
Well,
Seth,
Mark,
Seth, what are your thoughts on Mark's
we
comment?
are out of time, so I think
Thank
Mark
goodness.
got away with it.
Thank God we don't get to hear
Like I
Seth's
stayed
comment.
clean there at the end.
I wasn't